Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Palama and today I'll be sharing with you my absolutely delicious and good looking spinach stew, popularly known as Palavasauce or contemporary stew back home in Ghana. Back home in Ghana, we typically use cocoyam leaves for making this stew, but in a case where you don't have that readily available for you, spinach does the job excellently. So today I'm going to show you how I make my delicious Palavasauce stew. Let's get into it. And as usual, I have all the ingredients and their respective measurements listed down there in the description box, so please do check it out. To get this ball rolling, I have some tripe here, some beef tripe. That is my protein choice for this recipe. So I'm going to add some salt, some bouillon cube. I'll also add some onion powder, some garlic powder, some cayenne pepper for just a little heat, some ginger powder, and lastly some Italian seasoning. And then I'll add a little bit of water and mix this up. Then I'll transfer that onto my stove and let it cook on medium heat whilst I prep up my other ingredients. So I'm going to start with my onions. So I'll cut them up thinly, and this is what I'm going to use to make my stew. I really love onions, so I use a large amount of that. And then next I'm going to just cut up my tomatoes into quarters, and I'm going to put them in my blender. Then I'll add some habanero peppers, 2 of those. I'll add some ginger. I'm just going to cut it up a little bit to make blending quite easy. And then I'll also crush up some garlic, and that is also going to go into the blender. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm just going to blend this without adding any water to it because the tomatoes is already so juicy, and I blend that coarsely and put that aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut up some spinach. You can already tell this is going to be a very nutritious stew. For one, there's a whole lot of green, which is one of my favorite colors to see in food. Plus, spinach carries a whole lot of nutrients, minerals, and vitamins, and these all play a big role in our health. Next, I have some powdered melon seeds, or what we popularly call Egushi. I'm going to add some water to that, mix it up. Then I set this aside to sit down till we are ready to use it. It's going to swell up a little bit. The beef tripe has been cooking for well over 30 minutes now, so I'm just going to transfer it to a baking tray lined with parchment paper, spray it with some cooking oil, and then instead of frying this, I'm going to be putting it in the oven to broil. And now it's finally time to actually start making this stew. So I'm going to be adding some palm oil to my heated pan. This is the flavorful kind of palm oil which we call zomi. And to that I'll be adding some fermented fish or momoni. This makes your stew taste absolutely good. It takes it to the next level. And you can't do anything palm oil related without adding momoni. Then I'll add some onions. I'm going to mix that up and add some anise seed for some more flavor. I'm going to mix everything up, cover it halfway, and let that cook for a while. After a minute or two, I will go in and add just a tablespoon of tomato paste. This is to help bring some thickness to the stew. I'll let the tomato paste cook for a few more minutes, and then I'll go in with my coarsely blended tomatoes, ginger, garlic, and peppers. Then I'll go ahead and add this flavorful chicken broth from the beef tripe I cooked earlier. I'll give that a mix and let it cook till I see the oil coming to the top of the stew. And now that it looks like this and my beef tripe has broiled for a while, I'm going to add it to the stew, and the flavors will all come together very good at the end. And now it's time to spice the stew up, so I'll be adding some powdered herrings or Amani. I'll give that a mix, add 1 bouillon cube. And after tasting for salt in my stew, I noticed I needed just a little bit more, so I add about a teaspoonful of salt, and after that I'll go in with my Egushi. In the case where you don't have any egushi in your pantry, you can definitely use some eggs. That is a perfect replacement for this. I'll cover that up and let it cook for a little while without stirring in the egushi. After cooking this for a few minutes, I go in and then I mix the egushi up with the stew. I didn't mix the egushi up initially because I wanted it to clump up a little bit. Now I'll add my spinach. It's a whole lot of spinach, so I'm going to stir that in, and then you see that the volume will reduce, and then I'll go in with some more spinach. So I'll just keep adding it and stirring it until I have all of my spinach in the stew. I'll also be adding just a little bit more of palm oil. You can always add some more at this point when you're making your stew if you feel like you don't have enough in there. So I'm going to let this stew cook for just about 5 more minutes, and it's going to go off the stove. Once you add your spinach in there, you don't let it cook for too long. And guys, just like that, this Palavasauce is ready. I'm hungry at this point. I've been inhaling all the goodness from the stew this whole time, and I'm ready to sit down and eat. It is so delicious. It's so easy to make, very nutritious as well. You can pair this with rice, with gari, banku, some boiled plantains and yams. But today I will be having this stew with some boiled yams. Thank you all so much for sticking through till the end of this video. I hope you try this recipe and I hope you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave your comment. Just let me know what you think about this recipe and share this video. And as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.